Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ears to the East, where today we are discussing the just released first video. It's not a music video, it's a live video, but it's still an official live video, and it's got live audio, but a lot of that live audio is pre-recorded. Hey, it's Metalverse, people.
Something official, at least.
Yeah, it's it's official. And of course, I am here with the wonderful Neon and with Benedict as always. And the reason why I have to point this out first of all is, of course, we've got Neon, who, I mean, Babymetal fan through and through. We got Benedict, who's wearing a tattoo. And so I think these are a good two guys to lead this conversation off, because I'm really interested to know what you guys thought about this release.
Well, do you want to go, Benedict? Do you want me to go first? God, I'll let you decide, my man.
God, the politeness is killing me.
I know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was personally blown away by this. I had a contract of mixed emotions because originally when I think of Metalverse, I think of, like, again, detriment to myself here, a little bit of like a side gig, and like I don't quite know what it is. I know all about it and the girls, although I haven't gone quite in depth about it as I probably should have, admittedly. Again, because it's just like, oh, it's Babymetal, and then there's this thing that they're doing with some other girls, and that's okay, which is really prominent because I haven't really heard much, and I'm in all these different Babymetal discords, and like Metalverse isn't even like a thing in there. There's like, it might get like one little pocket of attention somewhere in a Discord. That's about it. It's really hard.
They've kept it just to the live stuff, I think, isn't it? It's really,
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was listening to this, I said that. Did you watch my reaction before, or have you not got time yet? I did a reaction to it. So if you want to go watch my reaction,
one.
Yeah,
that's how quick he was.
Go and check it out. And I went through a series of emotions. I went through the first of, oh my God, this is good, and then it was like, oh my God, this is really good. And then it was like the guilt kicked in. That was like, oh my God, this is really good. How have I not like taken them seriously up until this point? So it was so many things. But the one thing I really loved about this video and the music in general is this felt, and it's going to be the worst thing for them because obviously they look like Babymetal, they sound like Babymetal, they act like Babymetal. They're also run by the same guy that created Babymetal. So there's always going to be that comparison, unfortunately for them. Now that could be a positive for the amount of fans that are around the world, but it can also be a detriment because Babymetal is Babymetal, and it's going to be very, very hard to compare to them. I feel like a few fans are not going to warm up to them maybe as quickly as they should, or maybe love them as much as they would do if they were their own standalone thing. But
I think I would agree with most groups, but not with Babymetal, because Babymetal is so diverse. They do so many different things, and I'm just happy to have more of that because I know it's gonna be awesome every time.
Yeah,
if it's Babymetal or Metalverse, it's kind of created by the same, plethora of.
This is what I was going to say. Like, I watched that, and I haven't felt that form of like purest joy since probably first discovering Babymetal. I said this on my reaction. I said, if somebody could bottle how I feel
kind
right
of
now,
similar, yeah,
and sell that, they'd be a billionaire. It was really creative. It's again, it started off as a video like, oh, this is Babymetal side project, and then like as soon as I went into the reaction, the more the video went on, the more I was kind of like, oh well, this is what Babymetal could have been. It had that fun factor. The song was really fun, really creative. I feel like with Babymetal, like Benedict said, they are very, very diverse, and they've done a ton of things. I think they're at that stage now where they're a little bit older. I think they're a little bit more serious, and their sound kind of reflects this. This took me back 10 years, even though I wasn't a fan then. This took me back to like OG cutesy Babymetal, which is just fun, light-hearted, with a really, really good solid beat, and it's a cracking song as well. There was a lot to love there, and yeah, I was kind of blown away.
Interesting,
actually,
because to me it kind of brought me more back to the. I don't know. It's true. It's a lot more fun than, for example, the other one, and yeah, kind of the earlier stuff. But to me, it's more of that metal Galaxy thing, you know, it's metal, it's still pretty heavy, but it's not like that thrashy raw stuff that you have from the first album. So that's why I kind of got taken more to the mid section of baby metal, I would say.
Yeah, I think it is
Historically
a bit more
speaking.
mid-tempo.
Mm.
It does have that sort of mid-tempo with a little bit of here's metal and another genre underneath it, kind of. Yeah, I got a bit of.
Again, I feel like that reflects kind of where baby metal is at the minute, and also Koba. The problem is where baby metal is now in their careers is going to have an effect on Metalverse, like even maybe unintentionally, because Koba's, you know, he's going to be making the music and he'll be doing one thing with baby metal, and that will transition over probably to his thought process, probably unintentionally, as he's probably creating music probably over to them as well. So the style, the signature flair is got Koba like literally all over it.
Yeah.
It's like when you play a PlayStation game and you're playing a Kojima game. There's like you just know it's a fucking Kojima game, like as soon as you switch it on, and it's exactly the same with a Koba song. Like you after 30 seconds, you're like, yeah, this is a fucking Koba song. It's got that signature kind of flair to it.
But that's why I love it.
So like Koba wrote the song, I'm guessing.
Oh, got no idea. I imagine he probably not
I
the
actually
only.
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but you can tell just by the way that it's written and just the way that it's processed that it's that he's had his fingers in that honey pot, shall we say? It's got his signature style. It might not have been written directly by him. I don't imagine it was, but there's nothing that in those two groups that probably don't go past his approval, shall we say? So Howard's nodding slow. Howard's nodding.
Performance.
I feel like me and Benedict are gushing over this. I'm just waiting for the Howard to go, but
yeah, I think that's coming as well. But let me ask you, Leon, do you think if you have just heard that song without any live performance, would you still think the same way? Or do you think the live performance did its part in like bringing you back?
I think the live performance is really, really smart. I feel like again this comes back to what we were saying about like Koba and like the unintentional crossover with Babymetal, because Babymetal haven't had a music video in fucking forever, not like a proper one from them. You could
Yeah.
I was just gonna say you could make the case for Metaltelly, but is that really their own song? That's like a crossover collab with another artist that, you know, I wouldn't really class that as a pure centric baby metal song.
I see.
It's like a special occasion thing, and I was surprised as many that we even got a music video for that. I was sure we were going to get like another Bring Me the Horizon live performance, and we didn't even get that. We got that from the Bring Me the Horizon side on their channel. So that's how I thought that was going to go. So that was a surprise, but we haven't had a like actual baby metal video proper probably since, is it Starlight maybe? And even then I don't think the girls are in it, or they were, but they were like in it for like 10 fucking seconds. That's going back a couple of
They
years.
were not in every
Yeah,
video.
so like yeah, to get like a music video that's a pretty kind of rare thing at the minute. But like baby metal, I think Metalverse is going to be a band you have to see live. I think it again falls into that category where I think their performances will be based upon their live show and the fan interaction, and you could see it there in the video itself. The crowd was chanting, the girls were having fun. It's basically a tutorial video for how to be a fan of this band and what you need to do.
Yeah, it's kind of true. They also have a typical baby metal crowd participation part, you know. It's just
for any
awesome.
baby metal fan as well. I think they'll watch that and go, "Ah, this feels familiar." I know what to do at these parts, you know. I can't like I'm still feeling
I think
uneasy.
Yeah. I still don't want to let him go.
Yeah, don't let him talk yet.
Talk some more positive about
Well, this has been a great video. Keep your ears to it.
No, actually, I really like the main vocalist, and also her tone, you know, it's kind of similar to Sue, but not really.
Not as powerful as
she
Not
was
Sue.
as
very
sharp,
good.
not as unique. It's more of a safer pop sound, I think I would call it.
Her charisma
And
was amazing.
but
That's what really took
I
me
think
out.
it fits really well. And it kind of
Very
also, you know,
powerful
that's
voice.
kind of
Yeah.
a big differentiation to Babymetal, because with Babymetal you always have Sue and very distinct, that distinct sound. And now we have a new lead singer, I think, which does a big part in creating something new.
I would say that her voice, in my opinion, I mean, judging only one song, I would say that already, and it's going to get so much hate, I would put her on par with Sue straight away. I think her voice, as far as I'm concerned, very strong vocal for that kind of thing. I mean,
And there were some interesting parts. There's even one part where she's doing some rasp and like some aggression in it.
Yeah,
very,
for sure.
So yeah, I'm eager to hear more as well.
There's more variety in what we get with Sue's. I
we got one song.
Yeah, well, we got one song, and there's more variety than Sue has done recently. But it's hard to like again. Sue does one thing, but she does it so well that like I don't really know anybody can compare with her. She has such a unique like sound and voice, especially in like the like, you know, again, probably like even whole Japanese music. I think Sue is very, if Sue sings, you know it's Sue. Like it's just it's really weird. She's got a really unique voice that I don't think anybody else can really kind of copy. I mean, you can get close. I mean, you can hit that tone for sure. I mean, there's talented singers out there, but it's very hard to mimic her. I don't know.
Do you think that's all skill, or do you just think that's because you're familiar with her voice?
I wouldn't say it's skill per se. Like I said, there's many talented singers that could copy her and probably even outdo her as well. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I can go, but bring the hate as well. But she's just very good at what she does. I mean, it's just the old case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
exactly. I think that no one would ever want to like replace her more because of the fact that she's so quintessentially the voice of Babymetal. I think that, to be honest, is her strongest thing, is that she's been the central focus of their sound for so long. That,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I need to learn the
it's gonna be
girls'
interesting to
names.
see. Maybe after we have our first Metalverse album, then we also, if we hear that, I don't even know her name, the new lead singer.
I know.
We also
This is the part of the guilt that I felt during my reaction video. I was like, I knew all about them, but I haven't really taken the time to kind of really go in depth with them. It feels so
the
weird.
thing is, you can't really, because they don't release anything.
Yes, there's that as well. Yeah, the whole release thing just seems really weird to me. We say this all the time though about Koba and the way that he does things. It just seems anti, like he doesn't want the groups to ever like do well. It's the same with Babymetal. They like when they go quiet and then they release like little things, and you just like, for fuck's sake, man, just do it, just release it. But it builds up hype, I think. And I also think that he's, as much as we probably hate the way that he does things, I think that his thing that he does well is he protects the girls. He protected Sue and Moa for a long time when they were growing up, and the way that they do things protected them from the spotlight, the media, and let them have pretty much normal lives day to day, apart from obviously when they did the gigs and stuff like that. And I think he'll probably take the same route with these girls. He'll protect them, take them under his wing, keep them away from the industry in that kind of way, and you know, any bad people that might have a negative effect, and just let them enjoy themselves and have fun. And you know,
that's absolutely true. But I also think it's probably not only Koba. I'm always thinking like how many money givers are in the back shadow somewhere and like telling him, okay, you have to do it like this.
Well,
and, you know.
but I think that's important, that why he is there. I don't think half these bands will be structured or releasing the way that they release things if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Like if you removed him from the equation, it would be like a
true.
A studio would be pushing this band to fucking high heaven, trying to get them as popular as they can, as quickly as they can. For the money. That is the way the industry is run. Let's not try to kid ourselves there. That, you know, businesses don't care about the band; they care about the product. The product.
I don't think that's a blanket truth, and I think moreover, I really don't get this cult of Koba thing. In that, like, okay, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's achieved a lot, but I don't get it. He's like he hit out on a good idea. He had a really strong idea. It really took over. It was one of the most it was one of the most important things in Japanese music history. You know, it really opened up the music and everything. It was one idea. And the problem is that I feel like all he's done is recycled the same idea over and over again, and he's just recycled it again. And
Oh,
you know, it's like
he's definitely recycling it. Like,
I feel like everyone's like, oh, Koba will know, and it's like Koba's almost like a shorthand for only the Fox Squad knows. It's like always like, oh, Koba. I don't get why everyone I mean, again, I don't know as much about him, so I'm sure there's lots of things I'm missing here, but I get the feeling he's a good guy who came up with a really good idea, but now it's like this whole mystique around him is taken on this whole life of its own, where it's like, how do we know that he is like this business genius that I think it's kind of made out he is, when it just seems like he's recycling the same idea, and most of the creativity that comes out of it seems to be from the talented musicians and writers. Now, this is why I asked if he wrote this song, because if he's writing the songs, then credit to him. As a songwriter, the guy's great. But if he's not writing the songs, then I don't get the whole Cult of Koba thing. It seems really strange,
like
because
what
I mean,
I wanted to say, I don't really know how much of it is really Koba and how much
yeah.
of it is just the business itself demanding how it's gonna go.
The thing with the impression that I get from Koba, from like the fans that I speak to and like seeing the early videos of Babymetal, is he's involved in pretty much everything, but he doesn't step on anybody's toes. Like, he very much guides them without being overly possessive. Like, he with the songs themselves, like, he'll produce the songs, he'll do them, but he lets other people write them, of course.
What?
But nothing ever
Oh,
goes through Babymetal
there we go.
without his kind of say so, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very much like his vision, but
Might be.
in a controlled way. And
I guess
as for Metalverse, like, it is very much rehash the same gimmick, but if you make a one hit wonder once, it's pure fucking blind good luck. If he manages to do it twice, then
well, no, because this is kind of where this is where the Metalverse thing kind of is a bit of a confusing thing for me, because if he gets hits out of Metalverse, it's not because he struck on, oh, here's a great idea. It's that he basically, I mean, kind of as you guys were saying, if you're a Babymetal fan, you know how to be a fan of this group. It's like you're kind of pre-trained to know what to like. And don't get me wrong, he is delivering more of what you like if you already like it. It's just for me, I was looking at it and I just kind of, this goes back to what I had originally said when I first heard the Metalverse thing, which is that you have like a group of really talented women here. And I'm not quite sure whether they're doing anything that is different enough. They're wearing Babymetal's outfits with exception to some small color changes. They're doing music that's so similar to Babymetal that Babymetal could just do it and release another EP themselves. And the thing which really gets me is that on stage, you look at it and they zoom in on 4 of the members and literally show them mouthing along whilst you hear a backing track play something that they, with a microphone, could be singing
I mentioned
themselves.
that too in my reaction.
And I'm just like looking at, I'm like, why would you zoom in and just highlight the kind of fact that you've got them and you're not letting them sing? And so for me, I was looking at it, and the lead singer, she is incredibly talented. She has a fantastic voice. The group, they look like they're very talented, but I'm just looking at all of this thinking, what are we doing here? It's like, you know.
I don't get that aspect as well. Like, why don't just give the mics?
yeah. Again, I think that comes down to protecting them, though. I think practice makes perfect.
Protecting, but it's their job. It's their job. I'm sure they got enough practice to sing on stage.
It is their job, but let's not forget that they are, quite young women, by the way, and they are dancing and stuff
they were in
like
Sakura singing as well.
True,
but
true.
Like, I don't see any protection aspect. Like, if you're like, let them pretend to sing and let them sing themselves, what's the real difference?
I'm sure if you're allowed to dance, then you're allowed to sing. I mean, if anything, dancing is more suggestive than singing.
Yeah.
Like I said, personally, I don't like miming either. I don't like it, especially for bands. It's a a 50-50 one for me when it comes to these though, because of the age and the way that that group is set up as a it's like a pop group set up with a metal overlay. And I know from obviously lots of pop groups fucking mime with backing tracks all the fucking time. That's like the quintessential thing.
Not so much in
Not-
Japan, I will
Not
say.
so,
But
yeah, not so much. There's always an exception to the rule. It's never definitive, but they do it a lot in the music industry as a whole, not just Japan, fucking worldwide.
Well, yeah, I've got to say, in
always,
other places, yes, not in
yeah,
Japan.
it's always been a thing. So I can kind of see it from that point of view and go, okay, that's like a
Yeah,
serious.
but I don't really understand why.
Usually it's if they can't sing.
Oh yeah, one is because of quality reasons. Either the girls' voices aren't strong enough, they struggle to sing while they're dancing.
Yeah,
and
the main one, I think.
obviously, if you're an audience member who's just paid 50 quid to go and see this band and stuff like that, you want to come away with a good experience, which is obviously with a backing track and stuff like that. It's going to be a good
Tell
experience.
that to the dozens of groups that I watched horrible performances of when I was a kid.
And then like that's purely subjective though. Like each individual person, like whether or not you like that kind of stuff, or whether or not you're put off by bad performances all the time, is one of those. It's a risk reward kind of thing. Some people really hate miming, and some people just want to go and have fun and make sure it's a really good night that they remember. So it's
I guess the question is that it depends on what you really think this is, because for me, I feel like they've got a good solo project here. And I said this before, so sorry if I'm beating the same drum, but I feel like got a good solo project here. And it's like, I know when I see them as a group, I think, well, Bish is a group. Like Bish was a group. West is a group. You know, things like these are groups. I'm looking at, I don't really see a group. And I just kind of, I was talking about this in the Discord, and it was said to me, it's like, oh, well, they might give them microphones eventually, and I was like, yeah, that's if they do, then this will be awesome. It's just just give them microphones, then they can be a group, and then we can talk about the fact that they're basically doing, wearing Babymetal's outfits and sounding really similar. I mean, that's okay. Sounding the same, that's fine. You can have a couple of groups with the exact same style. It's not a problem. But I just kind of feel like these girls deserve an identity, and I just feel like Koba's just gone copy paste, and I feel like these girls deserve something a bit more interesting to do.
Well,
it's a good song.
I said that at the beginning. I said, like,
Yeah.
if you're a Babymetal fan, this can either be a positive or a negative for you. There's going to be loads of people that see this and go, yes, this is like the cutesy more aspect that I was missing from current Babymetal. And then there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to see this as a Babymetal rehash. This is that.
Do you think it will, like, let's imagine, like, Metalverse will put out just music like this, where you could say, okay, it's kind of Babymetal, earlier Babymetal, copy pasted. But then if Babymetal will put out a new album and it sounds like really different, is it okay then? Because then Babymetal is doing other stuff.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd have to see how, from my own perspective, I have to see how I feel. But it's just like, and I think then there will be a much bigger argument for validating it. It's just at the moment, it's one of those things where I just really, I don't know. I just sort of listen to it and I just feel like I like the song. I like so many things about it. It's just like I just have this feeling of so many missed opportunities when I look at it, and that's kind of. Other people won't feel that way. They'll say more of what I like, which absolutely I'm fine with, but then I'd just be like, well, let's get Babymetal to release more albums then, because we already know Babymetal can do it. Let's get them doing more.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely looking at this through like rose tinted glasses a little bit, because I'm looking at that and I'm thinking this is amazing, and I know there's going to be problems that are going to have to be addressed.
Howard just doesn't love Babymetal enough.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be an awesome talk about us all really enjoying it. Now it's gone depressing. Now I blame Howard for this.
Yes,
hashtag blame Howard in the comments. Come on, I want to see it from.
I mean, I will just say, I mean, obviously, just to make this 100% clear for anyone who doesn't know me, I mean, as we pointed out, I've like the very first time we did the awards on my channel, end of year awards, I like sort of put forward, I was like, Babymetal, like we kind of gave them like immediate lifetime award for being like the ones who changed the music scene. Like I love so many of their songs, like things like Yava's amazing, Tales of a Destinies. A lot of people don't like that. I love that. I really do believe that as a group they've achieved so much. I just can't help but feel there is this kind of mystical thing where it can almost become a little bit like blinding, like, well, it's the baby metal thing, so it's great. And it's like, I guess one of the things that bothered me when I saw the girls like in the background who were miming is it just kind of reminded me of how I felt that like during that phase after Yui left, that they didn't know what to do with Moa. And yet, yeah, people were like, oh, she got backing vocals. I get that, but she wasn't given enough. And she was treated too much like, well, she's there in the pictures, but you listen on the album, you barely notice. And this is the thing is I just kind of get the feeling that Amuse, Koba, I don't know who, someone has this really bad thing of like sticking people in the background. And I don't know, like Babymetal, I love them when they're a group. You know, and Metalverse, I want to love them as a group. I want to hear 5 singers with individual voices who each add something to it. So yeah, I want groups. And this is what I mean. If you're not doing groups, if you're doing solo projects, that's cool. But then you've got 2 solo projects that sound really similar. I guess, you know, now Babymetal are like leaning into having a 3-member thing again, that might help it. But still, I'd much rather hear these 4 girls. And yeah, I just that's where I'm kind of like, that's where I'm dragging my heels. I just, yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I kind of actually agree with you on that.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's always been kind of like relatively well known, like especially in the Babymetal circles, that Moa's are relatively happy with just dancing. That's all she wanted to do. So I feel like maybe her not singing as much is maybe her own choice a little bit. But then there's no reason why these girls should follow her in the same way. They should have more mic time. I agree. They should have more of a presence as a group and all get their own time in the spotlight. But I feel like that's being overly critical though, especially for me. I mean, I watched that and I didn't think of any of this stuff. I didn't think of all this stuff down the line. I didn't even think of the Babymetal comparison. I just watched that video.
But you did say that the reason you liked it is because it reminded you of early Babymetal. That was the positive.
Yeah, but that's unavoidable though. But they shouldn't be categorized as just being.
So you did kind of think
the
about
Babymetal. Oh, obviously, you know, I'm not gonna not do it, am I? Because it's obvious what it is.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of that because what I'm basically thinking is I'm thinking this is something where if you are a Babymetal fan, then you're probably going to love it for being more Babymetal.
Well, I was going to say that I watched it as like the Babymetal thing. That's all I knew it as, and I came away watching the video today excited about them as Metalverse, not as the Babymetal side project. Like, like you know, they won me over, and I saw it today with the live video. And I was like, there's potential here, real potential here for them to be their own thing. Oh, Ben's gone. Oh, Ben's back.
I'm back.
What most won you over, I guess, is the thing. Again, I'm asking this genuinely out of interest because I'm trying to get in the mindset.
I think the lead singer, she had her own characteristics. She is really, really charming. She's got that little bit of a sassy nature. I think she's slightly different from Sue in her personality. Sue is more stoic. I don't know. She just has those piercing eyes, that presence when she's on stage. She was more, again, I apologize. I should learn the names. I didn't come into this. Again,
she told me earlier today, and I've already forgotten.
Yeah, again, that's my issue though, because I saw it as Babymetal side piece a little bit, so I never put the time in a little bit. Which again, I need to now. And she has a more of a cheekiness to her. I very much it was the way that she moved, or the way that she looked into the camera, you know, winked and did the. She's got a bit of cockiness about her, but classiness as well at the same time. She's got that bubbly personality that I was like, I like that. I was like, this girl's got spunk a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that came off really, really well. It probably came off less well for the other girls, like Howard said, who maybe didn't get the time they probably deserved. But I thought the song as well sold me. The song was really, really good. Again, I'm trying to look at this like as a non-biased kind of way for the Babymetal thing. The thing with the Babymetal thing is it's always going to be there. There ain't no getting around that. There ain't no deflecting it or trying to get around it. It's always going to be there. You're just going to have to do one or two things. You're either going to have to embrace it, or you're going to not, in which case you're probably not going to like the group.
I think
you could also, there's a third option. You can just ignore it and just listen to the music and try to blend out everything that's
they've-
baby metal related. Just think of
Yeah.
it as a new group. I think you mentioned this before.
Yeah. I came
Yeah.
into this thinking they were the side piece, and I came out of it going, "Wow, this is Metalverse," and I think that was the biggest compliment I can pay them. Is I came out of that one going,
Because that's
I'm
I actually wanted to
excited.
ask you, Howard. Like, if you try to do that, blend out everything that is baby metal. Just think of this song as a song. Did you think it's a good song? Because I then would say it's a great song. That's why I like it. And then you have baby metal on
The song
top,
is
and then
amazing
you can do
itself.
all these.
I that's exactly
experiments.
actually how I try to look at it. Is I try to strip everything away and say, okay, if we take away everything that's been presented, what we'd be left with. At the basics, the song. I definitely liked the song. I liked its metal crossover thing. It wasn't like, for me, it wasn't like amazing, like a 6 or 7 out of 10, flying in any particular way. The lead singer's voice to me was the main thing. She was fantastic. Really loved her voice. I thought she was really great power to her. She was definitely the biggest takeaway from the whole thing for me.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Then if you slowly dribble things in, like if I then see the group and I realize there's 4 more members who don't do anything except for, well, they dance, bless them, and I'm sure they're talented singers, which just adds to the frustration. That's when I'd start to get annoyed. But then it's like when they're dressing in the clothes of another group, that's when I'm just like,
I see.
It
Yeah,
seems like they're doomed to be someone else's side project, and I feel they deserve so much more.
I can't wait. Like the way that I look at Metalverse and stuff is I can't wait for the inevitable gigs. If they kick up, I can't wait for the inevitable gigs in the future where like they either open
Just
for
want a
baby
damn
metal
album.
or
Album.
an album, yeah, or they open for baby metal, or they have like baby metals on stage one day, or maybe a festival.
That
They can
would
have
be
like
cool.
they can have
It's
like
gonna be like a spot the difference.
Yeah, they can have band battles like they did at Budokan. Like the show potential there is. There's a lot there that's never been done, and I know we can say that they're living in the shadow of another band, but you're. It's like creating a universe, like creating like the MCU a little bit. They're connected but not connected.
Oh, God.
And then when they come together, they create the Avengers. So
Don't get Joss Whedon involved, for God's sake.
Just stop before phase 4.
Just don't overdo it. Yeah.
That's the question. Is Metalverse phase 4 of Baby Metal?
No, I think it's still
You are. Did you wake up on the wrong side of bed today, Howard? Is it phase 4? You were so negative in this video. Holy crap!
Look, let's be honest. I
told you he doesn't love baby metal enough.
I love baby metal, which is why, and I love these people for being something who is just not baby metal, which is why I'm just like confused at why someone had the creative genius of, hey, we did this thing, it made lots of money. Let's try to do.
When you told me about the Metalverse thing, and you were like, "Oh, I'm interested in making a vid so we can talk about it," I got all happy and thinking,
yeah.
The video I thought that this is going.
Well, somehow I thought that this would this is why when you two started talking, I was like, I will see what the difference of opinion is here. It's like you were both just like, it's the best song that's ever come out, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing. This takes me back to my childhood.
Wow.
It reminds me of smelling fresh cookies in the morning as I woke up and looked at the meadow outside the window, dogs running through the fields, children happily laughing as everyone skipped with joy,
and then came Howard.
bad black-hatted man came.
Bad man. Oh,
and he stole the fun from the Metal Kingdom.
I know. I feel like it's such a wonderful feeling that I feel like I'm in Tokyo, and you can smell the food and the spices, and then you see Howard down the street, and you go, "Oh, hey, Howard," and then he turns around, and you realize you're in like Tokyo Ghoul or something like that, and he goes, ruins your day.
I see you're enjoying baby metal.
Metalverse, get it right. Come on, man.
Sorry, couldn't tell the difference. Anyway.
Oh,
Jesus
damn.
And I did the video and I sent people over here as well. There was like a legit link.
Yes, me too.
Pinned for Ears to the East for people to come and check this fucking video out. Holy fuck. I am so sorry. This is not how I thought this was going to go down.
Nah.
Oh, you're in our house now.
Me and Benedict slowly putting in our resignation to go and create our own podcast.
Mhm.
All right. So don't need to have a Simps only podcast. Thank you very much. Nah, I mean, I think the reason why this is kind of an interesting thing is the I mean, and now just being honest, is because of the fact that we all are actually fans of Babe Metal, but I think we all come from a very different angle. You know, very different place that we all kind of like got into this group and how we got into them. So the Metalverse thing is a really
And how much we love them.
Sorry? Oh, all right. Okay, yeah, I see. Don't worry. You've already got your points up at the top of the board. It's all right.
That's how you do it. You just repeat it as long as you need so everyone believes it.
Don't. Oh God, you had to say it that way, didn't you? Oh.
I'd just like to put on record, I have no association with this man. I do not share his opinions.
Hey, don't be mean to Benedict. Anyway, yeah, I know. In all honesty, though, I think the interesting thing is because like Babe Metal fandom is such a diverse thing. I mean, like, for example, we spoke about when Metal Galaxy came out, like there were a lot of people who were like, oh, this isn't Babe Metal anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then you have people who said that where Momoko joined. But then again, you've also had people the opposite way, people who enjoyed Babe Metal more after like Metal Galaxy and got into them through the two-piece era. You know, people who are now like, oh, Momoko's like, oh, this is the new beginning of Babe Metal. I'm a little bit in that camp as well. The truth is that you know, there are going to always be very different fans, which is why, for me, this Metalverse thing, it's almost like a musical social experiment. Just seeing how people respond. And I hope people respond with an honest musical ear and don't just go, I am already fan of product. Product shall be consumed. You know, I hope that they really like push this group to do more individual stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
why.
I feel really bad now because, like I said, my initial reaction to this was like genuine fucking
Don't have to
joy.
feel bad. My opinions don't affect what you think. You think what you think.
Yes.
Ignore the stupid man
That's
and
your
his
honest
minion
opinion, I hope.
posters. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to be honest, you don't have to feel bad, mostly because I think more people are probably going to agree with you.
That's why I said before, like, even if you take all the Baby Metal away from it, it's just a enjoyable, good song.
Yeah, I mean, we all
So
liked the
that's
song.
all.
We all liked the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the song, and then I mean, might have to do with we covered all that before.
Yeah.
Just watch the video again.
Yeah.
We don't have any time left.
Yeah. So anyway, I actually enjoyed this conversation. So I thought,
My God, there's only 2 minutes left in the timer, so we can't dig any more fucking holes. Jesus fucking Christ.
hey, I feel that this was an honest sharing of honest opinions. I feel no holes were dug. I feel that we merely took people on a wild ride of honest opinions. Everybody say Metalverse.
Yeah. All right, let us know
Remember
comments,
that
guys, as well. What you thought
our
of Metalverse? Do you enjoy them? Do you have
Metalverse.
our opinions? Let us know. Don't forget to leave a like as well. Subscribe if you really want to. Check out our individual channels as well. Go and subscribe to mine and Benedict's. Go and unsubscribe from Howard. Feel free to do that. And yeah, we wish you the best of days, guys, and wherever you are. Yeah, stay safe, stay awesome, and we wish you the best of health. Remember to keep your ears to I'm having this one, Howard. Fuck off. The ears to these. You don't deserve it after this video. You can fuck right up.
Which way is the Metalverse again?
In the corner where you deserve. Like, get your ass in there.